I remember back in the day, in the early 90s, going to Dallas for a month to HP's corporate office there to go to school to learn how to fix all of their printers that they made that were business class. And with that, I got codes, manuals, I got to log in to their website to order parts, look at manuals, things like that. And we actually fixed the damn things. You replaced the stuff. You didn't throw it away. You didn't get a new one. You you fixed it. You got the parts and you figured out what was wrong. You learned what the error codes were, and you learned all the diagnostic codes. You could input on the control panel and make it run a diagnostic. It would spit out an error code, and that would tell you what part was having a problem. And you would just order the part, take it apart, replace it, and the printer was working again. And that's what's that's what's wrong today is nothing is repairable. And that's a shame because honestly, it's a $5 part. That's probably what's wrong. And you're having to go spend another $60 or $100 or whatever to get a new printer when all it is just a $5 part. And it wiped out an entire industry because there was, I know at the time in the early 90s, there was at least 4 companies here in town that did nothing but repair HP printers. I think it was Computech or something like that was one of the companies. And, but it's a shame that nothing is repairable anymore. To get something repairable, you have to be a tinkerer and get these DIY things in order to have something that is fixable that you can replace the individual components on it that are failing. Instead of having to buy the whole thing all over again. And we need to go back to that. The industry has changed into make as much money as they possibly can. And that model is really not consumer friendly, and that needs to change. There needs to be regulation. There needs to be laws. The right to repair needs to be universal, especially when it comes to not just electronics, anything, you know, because when they make things that aren't repairable, it not only affects the consumer, but it literally destroys an entire industry that is built around fixing those things, whether it be a car, a tractor, a microwave, a TV, a DVD player, or a computer, or anything like that. It destroys entire industries, and it eliminates jobs that were there, that were feeding people's families. And it's being done by the major players because they want to make money. They want all that money to go back into them, not just make the money off the sale and the replacement parts, but they want the money to be all within their organization, not be spread around to those little mom and pop businesses that specialize in repairing things. It's like to fix a cell phone. I mean, I'd rather take a hammer and hit myself in the head than fix a cell phone because those things are damn near not repairable. I mean, if you take your cell phone to the local shops here in town, they're not fixing it. They're just replacing entire parts because they can't get the pieces to it. Because if you take your phone, let's say like you got an iPhone with a glass back and you crack that glass back, when you get your phone back, you're not getting a new back. You're getting it back from a phone that had another part that was defective in it that they replaced maybe the system board or the LCD panel in it. But the back you're getting is from another phone that they had just laying around because they hoard that stuff and they hold on to it forever and a day just for those purposes. And so it's got to change. And it's really frustrating because everybody talks about the economy and jobs. When the jobs were lost because these businesses became very idiosyncratic in their thinking of they want everything to be them and kill the mom and pops. And the mom and pops are what generates jobs in America. It's hard to find a TV VCR repair shop. I mean, that's what killed Radio Shack. You know, Radio Shack was a wonderful place to go when you're a little kid because they had all this marvelous stuff. But it's, it's not there anymore because nothing's fixable, nothing's repairable. No one makes individual components that you can assemble and put together, or that you can buy and replace something in something that you already have. You know, I believe in advancement in technology, but it shouldn't come at a cost of allowing businesses to wipe out entire sub industries based around their product. You know, and the only good thing I've ever seen that happened lately that could have went south was when OpenAI started doing individual chat GPT agents. And what they did was, when they did that, when they brought that back into their organization, was they opened up a marketplace and they allowed individual developers to develop agents on top of their platform within their ecosystem, so that these individual mom and pops that were making agents, that were utilizing their API to make money, but also generate revenue for OpenAI. But OpenAI saw that, that they could roll that back into their ecosystem, but also allow the mom and pop individuals to build on top of it and allow them to make money, but at the same time also increase their revenue. That is the only thing I've seen lately that made sense, and that was a good decision. But let me know, comment.